Hey guys, Nili here, and I am getting ready for my freezer cooking, meal prep freezer cooking for the beginning of the month. I have never been super consistent at doing meal prep and freezer cooking, but I would like to get more consistent, so I figured what better way than to videotape it and put it on YouTube. So I thought I would show you what I was doing. I talked about the stuff that I bought for all of this meal prep and freezer cooking in my grocery haul that I did this afternoon, and it is now evening time, and I am going to do most of the cooking tomorrow, but I figured since I have a little time this evening, I will go ahead and do some of the prep work to make tomorrow easy so I can just kind of buzz through it and get it all done. So I just was compiling a list. Renee's over here disappointed in the chicken that I gave her for dinner. Say hi. So she's complaining about her meal. Are you complaining about your meal? Is it horrible and bad? I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. We'll cook a bunch of food tomorrow that'll be so much better. So I have been compiling a list of the few little things I can do to get ready for tomorrow. So I'll show you that. I have mix up the breading mix for the chicken strips. I use the sweet potato flour here that I get from the Asian market. And I have a bunch of spices that I put in with that to make a delicious breading for the chicken strips. And I do have a video on how I do the chicken strips, so I will link that below. I need to cook some black beans. That's something I need to probably get ready tonight. Those are going to be for the burritos that I'm going to be freezing. And then I need to start the sourdough dough. It's the no-knead bread. It's not really sourdough, I guess technically, because I'm not using a sourdough starter. I'm using regular yeast, but it's the long fermented, 12 to 24 hour fermented dough. So I need to start that tonight, and then I will either get to it tomorrow or the next day to make the hot dog wraps. And then I'm going to be doing some ham cubes. Oh, stop your complaining. Oh, it's not so bad. I'm going to be doing some ham cubes in the breakfast burritos, so I could just slice those up tonight, get that all ready. And then I'm going to be making my grain-free waffles, which I also have a recipe video for. I'll link below. And it calls for arrowroot flour and either almond flour or sunflower seed flour. I usually use sunflower seed because it's way cheaper, but I grind that myself in my Vitamix, so I could go ahead and grind that and get that all ready and in the bowl. So it's ready to mix up really quickly tomorrow. And then I may go ahead and print some of the recipes that I have and just kind of think through any other details that I need to work through before I get going tomorrow. It sounds hilarious. Here is my chicken strip breading. I threw all the spices in. I got chili powder, salt, onion powder, black pepper, and garlic powder. And I used 3 bags of the sweet potato flour. I may need to add another bag as I'm going, and a few more spices as I'm going tomorrow, but this will get me started. So I'm just going to mix that all up, pop the lid on, and it'll be all ready for tomorrow. Now I'm going to do my black beans in my Instant Pot. I have a pound of black beans. I'm going to rinse them real good, stick them in the Instant Pot, and the Instant Pot can cook them from dry beans. You don't have to soak them in 20 to 25 minutes of cook time. So I am going to do that. I know there's some debate about whether it's healthy or not to cook and eat unsoaked beans, but from the research I've done and the fact that I've never had issues with unsoaked beans, I just go ahead and do it because it's easy, and I don't want to waste a bunch of time when it's not giving us a huge benefit. So I'm just cooking these from dry. Alright, now I'm going to add water, and what I usually do is I usually put in water to twice the height of the beans. So I don't just cover the beans, I go up about as high again as the beans are. It doesn't have to be an exact measurement, I have found. So the beans come up to about here, and then the water comes up to about here. Again, doesn't have to be exact, and if you cook it and all the water cooked out and the beans still need some cooking, then you can add more water and just add a few minutes on the Instant Pot. Now there is some controversy about whether it's good to add salt during the cooking or not, or just wait until after the beans have cooked, but I have found that I prefer salt in there during cooking, and I have not had an issue with it at all, so that's how I do it. I just put in 2 teaspoons of salt, and these are going to be just plain black beans. I'm not adding any spices right now. I'm going to be making burritos with these, and there will be plenty of spice in the rest of the burrito fillings, so I am just going to cook these as they are. I'm going to put on the lid, put it to sealing, and then I am going to put it on manual for 25 minutes, and then I will check it and see if it needs any more time. The black beans are still cooking, 14 more minutes, and I am mixing up the sourdough dough, and I'm going to let that sit overnight. This bowl, I'm hoping this doesn't expand beyond this bowl. I may have to separate it into a couple bowls. I'm making a pretty giant batch. And I will link down below to the recipe that I use. It's a super popular Pinterest recipe for no-knead bread dough, and it works fantastically.